Did you know that your period might actually be longer and more painful during the winter? It's a surprising medical fact that most of us are never told, and it has everything to do with how your hormones interact with the world around you. But why does your body go through this intense rhythmic process every single month? And what is actually happening beneath the surface in those moments when you're feeling your worst? Today, I'm going to take you deep inside the female body to explain the 5 key biological stages and medical truths that every woman needs to understand to truly take charge of her health. We'll break down the hormonal feedback loops, the mechanics of uterine contractions, and common myths that even some doctors don't clarify. By the end, you'll finally understand your body in a way that makes sense. As a medical educator, I believe that understanding the why behind our symptoms changes how we experience them. Your period isn't just a monthly inconvenience, it's a vital sign of your reproductive and overall health. This entire process is driven by a highly coordinated sequence of signals between your brain and your ovaries. It's a constant conversation that happens every second of every day, long before any bleeding begins. We often define our cycles by the days we spend bleeding, but the most profound biological shifts happen in the weeks leading up to it. Let's look at the roadmap of a standard 28-day cycle. While every woman's cycle is unique, understanding this standard roadmap helps us identify where those key transitions occur, specifically the moment that triggers the start of your period. Let's dive into our first core concept, the hormone crash. This is the physiological event that sets everything in motion. If an egg isn't fertilized during your cycle, your levels of estrogen and progesterone plummet. This sudden drop is the biological signal that tells your uterus it's time to reset for the next month. This signal triggers your spiral arteries to constrict. These tiny vessels are responsible for supplying blood and nutrients to the endometrium, the lining of your uterus. When they tighten, they cut off that supply. This process is essentially a controlled starvation of the tissue. As the blood supply diminishes, the lining begins to break down, preparing to be expelled. It's a complex and necessary cellular death. Meanwhile, in your ovaries, new follicles are already beginning to mature under the influence of follicle-stimulating hormone. One dominant follicle will eventually take over, secreting estrogen to rebuild the lining once more. This proliferative phase is where your body prepares for a potential pregnancy all over again. The cycle is a continuous loop of building up and breaking down, ensuring your reproductive system stays functional. It's a perfectly coordinated sequence that ensures your body remains ready. But what happens when the lining actually starts to leave? That leads us to something even more surprising about how your body moves. Section 2. The mechanics of the uterus. Many people think of the uterus as a passive organ, but it is actually a powerful muscle, the myometrium, that performs rhythmic pulses. These contractions are triggered by prostaglandins, hormone-like compounds that cause the muscles to contract. These labor-like pulses are what actually detach and expel the uterine lining. The intensity of your cramps is directly related to the levels of prostaglandins in your system. Higher levels lead to stronger, more painful contractions as the uterus works to clear its path. Here's a fact that surprises many. The average blood loss during a period is only about 2 to 3 tablespoons. It often looks like much more because it's mixed with mucus and uterine tissue. Clinically, anything over 80 milliliters, about 5 tablespoons, is considered heavy bleeding or menorrhagia. Monitoring this volume is a key way to track your health and know when to seek medical advice. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share next explains those weird digestive issues and energy shifts that most doctors never take the time to explain to their patients. Section 3. The full body effect. Have you ever noticed that your digestion changes right as your period starts? In the medical community, we sometimes call these period poops, and they have a direct scientific cause. Those same prostaglandins that make your uterus contract don't stay in one place. They can enter your bloodstream and reach your digestive tract, causing the muscles in your bowels to contract just like the uterus. This is why you might experience bloating, diarrhea, or a generally upset stomach. It's a personal and often frustrating experience, but understanding that it's a systemic chemical response can be incredibly validating. These symptoms aren't just in your head, they are physical reactions to the hormones and chemicals circulating in your body. It's your body's way of resetting, even if it feels uncomfortable. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share next is something most doctors never explain. We're going to bust a major myth about fertility that could change how you think about your cycle. Section 4. Myths and Real Truths. One of the biggest misconceptions in reproductive health is that it is impossible to get pregnant while you are on your period. This is simply not true. Sperm can live inside the female reproductive tract for up to 5 days. If you have a shorter cycle and ovulate soon after your period ends, those sperm could still be viable and ready for an egg. Your cycle is also highly sensitive to stress and environmental factors. A stressful month can delay ovulation or make your period symptoms much more intense, as your brain prioritizes survival over reproduction. And here's another truth. If you are on hormonal birth control, you aren't actually having a biological period. The bleeding during your placebo week is technically withdrawal bleeding from the drop in synthetic hormones. Understanding these distinctions is vital for effective family planning and for understanding how medications are interacting with your body's natural rhythms. Timing, as they say, is everything. Section 5. Practical tips for your health. Now that you understand the science, here are 5 things every woman should know to manage her cycle and monitor her overall health. Number 1. Track your cycle religiously. Knowing your normal, the length, the flow, and the timing of your symptoms is the most powerful tool you have for detecting medical issues early. Number 2. Monitor your flow volume. If you find yourself consistently losing more than 5 tablespoons or soaking through products every hour, please consult a healthcare professional. Heavy flow is a medical symptom. Number 3. Prioritize anti-inflammatory nutrition and hydration. Since prostaglandins cause pain, reducing inflammation through diet and staying hydrated can help manage the severity of your cramps. Number 4. Be aware of the winter effect. Lower vitamin D levels and less sunlight can actually make your periods longer and more painful. Consider talking to your doctor about vitamin D supplements during colder months. And number 5, listen to your body's signals. Fatigue, mood shifts, and the need for rest are biological mandates, not weaknesses. Give your body the space it needs to complete its monthly reset. Now you know exactly what's happening inside your body. If this information helped you feel more empowered, please hit that subscribe button right now. Your support helps us keep medical education accessible. Every single week, I'm here to explain how your body works in a way that finally makes sense. Remember, knowledge is the first step to true health empowerment. I want to hear from you. Drop your biggest question about your cycle or a symptom you've always wondered about in the comments. I read every single one and use them to plan future videos. Join our community of women taking charge of their health. Let's demystify our bodies together, one video at a time. Thank you so much for watching. Stay informed, stay healthy, and I will see you right here in the next video.